Napoleon Bonaparte's expedition to Egypt was a defining moment in his career, one that would both contribute to his rise and ultimately play a role in his downfall. In 1798, Napoleon led a military campaign to Egypt with the aim of disrupting British trade routes and establishing French influence in the region. Although the invasion ultimately ended in failure, it had a significant impact on Napoleon's legacy. On June 1st, 1798, Napoleon landed in Alexandria, quickly conquering the city. On July 7, 1798, Napoleon headed south for Cairo. On the way there, they encountered many obstacles such as starvation and Egyptian soldiers. The harsh weather in the desert drove many French soldiers to suicide and killed many others. Despite all this, the French successfully overcame Egyptian opposition, suffering limited casualties. In the afternoon of July 21st, the French forces led by Napoleon defeated the Syrian Mamluks and Egyptian troops commanded by Murad Bey. The battle took place near the pyramids of Giza and resulted in a decisive victory for the French. The disciplined French troops, armed with artillery and firearms, were able to repel the chaotic charges of the Mamluk cavalry. The Mamluk losses were heavy, and the French were able to capture Cairo soon after the battle. The victory at the Battle of the Pyramids established French dominance in Egypt.
Later, the Battle of the Nile took place between the British Royal Navy and the French Expeditionary Fleet on August 1st, 1798. The French fleet, commanded by Admiral François-Paul Brouillet, was anchored in Abaquar Bay near the mouth of the Nile River in Egypt. The British fleet, under the command of Admiral Horatio Nelson, approached the French fleet under the cover of darkness, taking them by surprise. Nelson used a tactic that he had developed called the Nelson Touch to order his ships to break the French line and engage them from both sides.
ほう、向かってくるのか。逃げずにこのディオに近づいてくるのか。せっかく祖父のジョセフが私のザワールドの正体を試験終了チャイム直前まで問題を解いている受験生のような必死こいた気分で教えてくれたというのに。
近づかなきゃてめえをぶちのめせないんでな。
ほほう。では十分近づくがよい。
お前はもう死んでいる。
Nelson caught the French fleet off guard, and the French fleet were unable to respond effectively. The British ships pounded the French ships with cannon fire, causing significant damage. The French flagship, Le Orient, caught fire and exploded, causing chaos among the French fleet. Despite the chaos, the French ships fought on, and the battle lasted through the night and into the following day. However, the British were ultimately victorious, destroying or capturing 11 of the 13 French ships. The battle secured British control of the Mediterranean and dealt a severe blow to Napoleon's campaign in Egypt and the Levant. Though Napoleon's expedition ended in defeat, Napoleon still returned to France to seize control as emperor over the largest continuous land nation in Europe at the time, while continuing to lead French expansion. France was left in a constant state of war for the next decade. But the expedition also had broader cultural and intellectual implications. It sparked a renewed interest in Egyptology and ancient Egyptian artifacts, and helped to spread knowledge of Egyptian culture and history throughout Europe.